Hello lovelies! Leslie here. Welcome back to my channel. This is the moment I've been waiting for. I've been planning for my 2020 bullet journal setup since I received my Archer and Olive notebooks back in October. Anyway, I'm keeping the spreads minimalistic, more functional than decorative. So let's start with a cover page. I pre-made this by printing out this vector of a girl with a hairband, and then using a gold numeric sticker for the year 2020. Next is the future log. This would be both a year at a glance and a future log. I've done those separately before but found it was a bit redundant. And I also don't and have never used an index because I somehow remember where I write things, which month they happened or which part or side of the notebook I wrote them in. Anyway, I am using my favorite typewriter alphabet stamp from Tools to Live By and the stamp on teal blue stamp pad for the page header. I'm also using a calendar stamp to make this page. I'm covering the days that's not included in the month with washi tape before stamping. And yes, I made a mistake in June. It wouldn't be me without a few mistakes here and there. I cover that with correction tape later on and it's barely noticeable. For the month names, I used a calligraphy type alphabet stamp to stamp those. I didn't want the font to be the same as the header, so I used this instead. If you want to see my rubber stamp collection, I will link that in the card section above. This was a bit tedious to make, stamping one letter at a time, but I really like how it turned out. I also highlighted the month names using a Tombow dual brush pen, which I didn't show here, but you'll see that in the final flip through. And lastly, I used the Gansai Tambi Gold Starry watercolor set to paint the sides of the header. I specifically used the champagne gold color, and I think this gives the page a bit more interest. So to have a more cohesive look, all the page headers will have this same effect. Teal for the title and gold on the sides. Next is my 2020 goals page. I printed out photos corresponding to a goal category, which are spiritual, financial, health, relationship, business, personal development, travel, and hobbies. Then I will be listing down 3 to 4 goals per category. For the meal ideas page, I divided the meals into 6 categories. I use a different stamp set for the categories and a turquoise uni pen for the boxes. I will be using these repeatedly throughout this video. On to the home management page. I divided this page into 7 boxes for tasks I need or should do as often as they need to be done. I colored in the title boxes with a Tombow dual brush pen, then stamped in the titles. This page will be a reminder for when life gets too busy. So I divided the tasks into daily, weekly, monthly, bi-monthly, quarterly, semi-annually, and annually. This next page is my grocery list. I also used this in my previous journal, and this is really a lifesaver. I printed out the list that I used before and just pasted it on the page. I go back to this after I've planned out our meals for the month to double check which items I may have missed. Following that are my travel related pages. So first is the packing list. However long or short a trip is, this will be very handy. This list will have items for all occasions, like summer or winter essentials. On the other side is a next destinations page. I will be making a collage of drawings for the trips we'll be making in 2020. Then on the next page is my travel plan for a major vacation trip. It's like a brainstorming page for places I definitely want to go to, like stationery stores or different food to try out. The next 2 pages are related to my home baking business. This is a balance sheet for all the transactions I'll be making either as profit or expense. I have pre-drawn the rows and columns to save time. The first column is for the date. Then I'll be listing each pastry type or expense under the items column. Next is the corresponding quantity I've made, the cost per item, and the total selling price or expense towards the end. Lastly, at the end of the second page, there's a total of all the expenses and profit I've made. This page is for my online order tracker, and on the right side is my social media growth tracker. One of my goals for 2020 is to spend less on stationery items. This tracker is here just in case I do buy something online, stationery related or not.
Let's go.
The first column is for the store name and items I bought. Next is the total amount of purchase. And lastly, the dates when I ordered, when it was shipped, and when it was received. Then for the growth tracker, I'll be tracking followers on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and my website. Next is my blog and video tracker. Here's where I plan future videos and see which parts I still need to work on or have already finished. The first column is for the title of a video or blog post. Then S is for shooting the video, photos, edit, description, links, blog, post on YouTube, post on Instagram, and lastly the date when it was published. Next is my wish list. This will include things I want to buy for our home, for personal use, and probably some stationery items too. This last spread is part of my spiritual goal, which is to read the entire Bible within a year. I printed out all the books and the number of chapters of each book. I should be reading at least 4 chapters a day to reach my goal. I will also write my favorite verses on the blank space below. So here's the final flip through.
Let's go.
If you want to see updates on these spreads and more, follow me on Instagram at Serendipity and Bliss. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful week ahead. Bye!